My name is Sarah Mitchell, captain in the United States Army. I served 14 months in Iraq. Classified mission. Couldn't tell anyone I was coming home. It was 11 p.m. when I landed in San Diego. My first mission. Surprise Grandma Margaret. She raised me and my sister after Mom became, well, you'll understand. Grandma was 84 years old. Alone in that huge house. I called her every week from Iraq. Least I tried. Last 3 weeks nobody answered. I took an Uber straight from the airport. Still in uniform. Backpack on my shoulders. Looking at old photos on my phone. Grandma smiling. That smile that lit up any room. When I arrived at her house, it was almost midnight. And something was wrong. All lights off. Grandma's car parked for days. Layer of snow on the windshield. In the middle of December in California. I turned the key in the lock. The door creaked. And what I felt froze me more than the air outside. The house was freezing. Like 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Middle of winter. Thermostat turned off. Military training never leaves you. I was already in tactical mode. Hand on my weapon. Checking every room. Kitchen empty. Bathroom dark. Bedroom cold. Then I heard it. Sound so faint I almost missed it. Shallow breathing. Coming from the living room. I walked in slowly. And there she was. My grandmother. On the floor. Wrapped in 4 thin blankets. I dropped to my knees. Checked her vitals. Pulse weak. 48 beats per minute. Body temperature 89 degrees. Blue lips. Stage 2 hypothermia. She'd been like this for days. I grabbed my phone. Dialed 911. 911, what's your emergency? Female patient, 84 years old, severe hypothermia, dehydration, possible hypoglycemia. I need an ambulance now. Address 2847 Maple Drive. Do you have medical training? Army captain. Combat medic. Send the ambulance. I turned on every heater in the house. Covered her with more blankets. Monitored her breathing. And that's when I saw it. On the coffee table. Her phone. 14 missed calls. All from the same number. My mother. But these weren't worry calls. These were voicemails. Press play. Mom, stop calling. We're in Cabo. Family vacation. They're fine. There's food in the fridge. Stop being dramatic. Bye. Date of the message. December 12th. 8 days ago. The ambulance arrived 9 minutes later. Paramedics stabilized her. Rushed her to Memorial Hospital. I rode in the ambulance. Holding her hand. Her skin felt like ice. In the ICU, doctors worked on Grandma for 3 hours. Severe pneumonia. Malnutrition. Dehydration. She wasn't conscious. But she was going to survive. I sat in that waiting room. Still in my desert combat uniform. Dried blood on my boots from a mission I couldn't talk about. And I called my mother. 14 times. No answer. So I opened Facebook. And there it was. Posted 4 hours ago. Living our best life in Cabo. Sometimes you just need to unplug and forget the world. Hashtag blessed life, hashtag Cabo San Lucas, hashtag family time. Pictures of my mother. Her husband Rick. My half-sister Jessica. Drinking margaritas. On a yacht. And smiling. Living their best life. While Grandma was dying alone on a frozen floor. I scrolled through the comments. 247 likes. 89 comments. All saying the same thing. You deserve this. Beautiful family. Living the dream. My mother replied to every single one. Thanking them. Adding heart emojis. Bragging about the resort. The food. The weather. But not one mention of Grandma. Kept scrolling. Then I found it. Post from 9 days ago. Finally getting away from all the drama. Mom's been calling non-stop, but we need our time. Sometimes you have to put yourself first. Sparkles nail polish. 38 comments. All supporting her. You're so right. Toxic family members need boundaries. Self-care is important. Close the app. Hands shaking. Not from fear. From rage. I'd spent 14 months in a war zone, watching friends die, performing surgeries in the desert, dodging IEDs, missing holidays, missing birthdays, sacrificing everything. For what? To come home to this. I walked back into the ICU, sat next to Grandma's bed, held her hand, and I made a decision. If my mother wanted to forget about family, I'd remind her exactly what family means. At 3 a.m. I left the hospital, drove to Grandma's house, and went straight to Grandpa's office. Grandpa died 6 years ago. Heart attack. But before he died, he made something very clear to me. Believe me, Sarah, if anything happens to your grandmother, and your mother isn't there for her, you know where to look. I opened his office closet, moved the boxes, and there it was. A safe, hidden behind false paneling. Entered the code. My grandmother's birthday. The safe clicked open. Inside, folder, legal documents, and on top a handwritten note. Sarah, if you're reading this, it means Margaret needs you, and Linda failed her. Again, everything inside this folder is now yours. Use it wisely. Love, Grandpa Joe. I opened the folder, and what I saw made everything crystal clear. Grandpa's will. The real one. Not the one my mother had probated. A newer version. Dated 3 months before he died. Notarized. Legal. And it said this. I leave my entire estate to my wife Margaret Mitchell. Upon her death, everything goes to Sarah Mitchell, Captain U.S. Army. Linda Mitchell is excluded from inheritance due to repeated neglect and financial exploitation. Then came the breakdown. The house, worth $1.2 million, paid off. Savings accounts, $340,000. Investment portfolio, $890,000. Life insurance policy, $500,000. Total estate value, $2.9 million. My mother thought she was getting all of it. She'd been planning for it for years. I heard her on the phone once, talking about selling Grandma's house, buying a beach condo, retiring early. But she wasn't getting a single cent. 'Cause Grandpa knew. He knew what she was. And he protected Grandma from her. Even from beyond the grave. I photographed every page. Uploaded them to secured cloud storage. Military-grade encryption. Then I put everything back in the safe. And I sent one text message to my mother. Grandma's in the ICU. Hypothermia. Pneumonia. Almost died. Where are you? Then I waited. 1 hour passed. Nothing. 2 hours. Nothing. 6 a.m. my phone exploded. 129 missed calls. 87 text messages. 34 voicemails. All from my mother. I didn't answer. I let every single call go to voicemail. And I listened to each one. First message, 6:04 a.m. Sarah? What? Call me back now. Second message, 6:06 a.m. Why didn't you tell me sooner? We're in Cabo. We can't just leave. Third message, 6:09 a.m. I'm calling the hospital. This better not be a joke. Fourth message, 6:15 a.m. The hospital confirmed it. Why the hell are you there? You're supposed to be in Iraq. Fifth message, 6:18 a.m. Listen, we have non-refundable tickets. We'll be back in 3 days. She's stable, right? She'll be fine. Sixth message, 6:23 a.m. Stop ignoring me. I'm her daughter. I have a right to know everything. The messages got more desperate, more angry, more entitled. By message 34 she was screaming. You had no right to take her to the hospital without my permission. I'm her power of attorney. You're going to pay for this ambulance bill. I saved every message, every voicemail, every text. Then I called my JAG lawyer, Judge Advocate General, Military Legal, Captain Mitchell. What do you need? I need to file for emergency guardianship, elderly neglect case. I have evidence. Send me everything. I did. Within 2 hours we had a court date. Emergency hearing. 48 hours from now. Then I called Grandma's doctor. Dr. Stevens, this is Captain Mitchell. I need you to document everything. Every bruise. Every sign of neglect. Every symptom of malnutrition. I need a full medical report. Already done, Captain. I've been treating your grandmother for 6 months. I've reported suspected elder abuse 3 times. Nothing was ever done. It will be now. At 9 a.m., my mother's plane landed. She didn't come to the hospital. She went straight to Grandma's house. I was waiting for her. She walked in. Still in vacation clothes. And sunglasses on. Annoyed. Where is she? Hospital. Sue. Room 304. And why are you here? I live here now. Excuse me. I'm taking care of Grandma. Since you won't. My mother laughed. Actually laughed. You're in the army. You'll deploy again in what, 6 months? Then what? Then I'll make arrangements. Proper ones. Unlike you. Listen, little girl, I'm her daughter. I'm her power of attorney. You're nothing. You have no legal right to make any decisions. Pulled out my phone. Showed her the photos. The will. The documents. Her face went white. Where did you get that? Grandpa's safe. He made sure I knew where it was. In case you ever did exactly what you just did. That's fake. That's not the real will. It's dated 3 months after the one you probated. It's newer. It's legal. And it cuts you out completely. My mother grabbed for my phone. Pulled it back. Touch me and I'll have you arrested for assaulting a military officer. She froze. You wouldn't. Try me. We stood there, staring at each other. And for the first time in my life, I saw my mother scared. What do you want? Nothing from you. I want you out of this house. Out of Grandma's life. And out of my way. This is my inheritance. No, it's not. Read the will. You got nothing. I'll fight this. I'll take you to court. Go ahead. I have 14 voicemails of you refusing to come home. I have Facebook posts of you bragging about vacation while she was dying. I have medical reports documenting neglect. And I have a will. What do you have? Silence. That's what I thought. Get out. You can't kick me out of my mother's house. I'm not. Grandpa's. This house belongs to Grandma. And I'm her caretaker now. You have 24 hours to remove your belongings. After that, anything left becomes property of the estate. My mother stood there, shaking with rage. Then she pulled out her phone. I'm calling my lawyer. Good. Give him this number. My JAG lawyer would love to talk to him. She stormed out. Slammed the door so hard the frame cracked. And I smiled. Because I wasn't done yet. Over the next 48 hours I worked. Military precision. Every detail documented. Every piece of evidence catalogued. Every witness contacted. Hospital staff who saw Grandma's condition. Neighbors who heard her calling for help. Bank records showing my mother withdrawing money from Grandma's account. Phone records showing she ignored 47 calls in 8 days. Built a case. And it was airtight. Court day arrived. Emergency guardianship hearing. My mother showed up with her lawyer. Expensive suit. Confident smile. I showed up in my dress blues. Full uniform. Ribbons. Medals. Purple Heart from Iraq. The judge entered. We stood. Be seated. This is a hearing for emergency guardianship of Margaret Mitchell. Age 84. Captain Mitchell, you filed the petition. Yes, Your Honor. On what grounds? Elder neglect. Medical neglect. Financial exploitation. I have evidence. My mother's lawyer stood up. Your Honor, this is absurd. My client is a devoted daughter. She was on a planned vacation. She had no idea. I cut him off. She ignored 47 phone calls from her mother over 8 days. Have phone records. She posted on social media about needing to unplug while her mother was dying. Have screenshots. She withdrew $15,000 from her mother's account the day before leaving for vacation. I have bank statements. I laid it all on the judge's desk. Medical reports show severe malnutrition. But source: infections consistent with prolonged neglect. The thermostat in the home was turned off in December. Her medications were expired. Some by 6 months. The judge looked at my mother. Ms. Mitchell, is this true? She's exaggerating. Mom was fine when I left. Your Honor, permission to present hospital testimony? Granted. Dr. Stevens entered via video call. Doctor, how long would you estimate Mrs. Mitchell was in this condition? Based on her weight loss, bedsore development, and infection progression, I'd estimate 10 to 14 days minimum. My mother's lawyer tried to interrupt. The judge silenced him. Captain Mitchell, what are you requesting? Full guardianship. Medical, financial, legal. With immediate effect. I request all power of attorney currently held by Linda Mitchell be revoked. Your Honor, my client is her daughter. And where was she when her mother was dying? On a pre-planned vacation that she continued enjoying while knowing her mother was in the ICU. The judge looked at the evidence for 3 minutes, then looked at me. Captain Mitchell, you're currently active duty military. How can you guarantee you'll be present for your grandmother's care? I've submitted for a hardship transfer. Assignment to Camp Pendleton. 30 minutes from her home. I've also secured in-home care through the VA. And I have 14 years until retirement. I'm committed, Your Honor. The judge nodded. I'm granting emergency guardianship to Captain Sarah Mitchell. Full medical, financial, and legal authority. Ms. Linda Mitchell's power of attorney is hereby revoked. Effective immediately. My mother screamed. You can't do this. She's my mother. Then you should have acted like a daughter. We're adjourned. The gavel hit. And just like that it was over. My mother tried to approach me. Her lawyer held her back. This isn't over, Sarah. I'll appeal. I'll fight this. I looked at her. Cold. You do that. I'll be too busy taking care of the grandmother you left to die. I walked out of that courtroom. At high. And I never looked back. Grandma came home 6 days later. Still weak, but alive. I set up a hospital bed in the living room. Hired a nurse. Cooked her meals. Sat with her every evening. She woke up fully on day 9. Saw me sitting next to her. And cried. Sarah. You came home. Always, Grandma. Always. Where's your mother? Gone. And she's not coming back. Grandma nodded. Like she understood. Like she'd known all along. Good. You're the daughter I should have had. I held her hand. And I knew I'd made the right choice. My mother tried to appeal. Both denied. She tried to contest the will. The court upheld it. She tried to visit Grandma. I filed a restraining order. Granted. She sent flying monkeys. Family members. Friends. All begging me to forgive her. I blocked them all. Because here's what they didn't understand. This wasn't about forgiveness. This was about justice. You don't abandon someone who raised you. You don't leave them to die alone in the cold. You don't party in Cabo while they're fighting for their life. And you definitely don't mess with a soldier's family. Grandma lived 4 more beautiful years. We traveled. We laughed. We made up for all the time I was deployed. I was by her side when she passed, holding her hand, just like she held mine when I was a kid. And when she died, I inherited everything. The house, the money, the investments, all $2.9 million. My mother tried one last time. Showed up at the funeral, crying, begging, making a scene. I had her escorted out by MPs, military police. And I donated $1 million to Veteran Family Services. In Grandma's name. Because some battles you fight with weapons. Some battles you fight with words. And some battles you fight with love. My name is Sarah Mitchell. Captain in the United States Army. And I came home from Iraq to find my grandmother dying alone. So I opened my grandpa's safe. Took out the will. And in 2 hours I got 129 missed calls from my mother. I never answered a single one. And I never will.